If you would have told us that we were going to adopt a baby at age 40, we would have told you that we were crazy. That was just not on the radar. And after a bunch of situations and a bunch of life events, that's where we found ourselves.
I'm Zach. This is Jill. We've been married 18 years of pure bliss. I make an attempt to sell real estate, and she manages everything there is at home.
We have 2 biological children, Annie, age 15, and Oli, age 9.
So we didn't get into the adoption process because we couldn't have children. We felt like we could try to do what it says to do in the Bible. And in James 1:27, it talks about looking after and caring about the widows and the orphans. And this was a direct way to do that. So I am guilty of being only concerned with my life, my little bubble, and being too comfortable just sitting in my job, our life, our house. I find myself watching the news being annoyed and frustrated and whining and griping about politics to world events. I happened to be listening to a radio program where Tony Dungy was talking about how if we say we're Christians and we say we want to follow Christ, then we really should do something. And in my own little mind, I wondered, what would it look like if we did something? He went on further to talk about how we say we care about human life and why he and his wife chose to adopt. And I couldn't help but think that was really awesome. And so I came home and told my wife about this cool radio deal that I had heard and said, our kids are a couple years apart, maybe we should entertain that. It was quickly shot down. But it was a planting of the seed, and a number of years later, Jill woke up in the middle of the night and had kind of come around to the idea.
I handed him a adoption agency that I had found online that just spoke to me at that time. So it was kind of like all in God's timing. And Zach had planted the seed years ago, and it just came into play at that time.
From the day you were born, you took your first breath, open your eyes, in came the light.
And so we stepped out and started loads and loads of paperwork and background checks, and it went on and on and on.
It seemed like adopting these children from hard places was going to cost us as adoptive parents exorbitant fees.
And it really did. The world tells us that you wouldn't spend money on something that is guaranteed to cost you even more money with absolutely no chance of a return.
And the fear and the turmoil that you go through as a adoptive mother, having no control over this child that's going to be your son or daughter in somebody else's womb, is terrifying. And at the same time, you're going through loads and loads of paperwork and background checks and home study visits and grant applications, and it just can be so overwhelming.
He is calling you. Lift your eyes to see his face and come running into the arms of grace. You are wanted to every broken heart. He stands with
goal with the James Project is to just come alongside those families who are stepping out in faith, to bless them and help them through this process, regardless of their financial need, regardless of what they look like on paper, to just come alongside them and say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. God's got this, and you're going to be blessed by it. It's going to be the best decision that you've made. It was the best decision we ever made.
I would agree. I think he's the best decision we've ever made.
You are wanted. Yeah, yeah. You are wanted. Yeah, yeah. You are wanted. To every broken heart, he stands with open arms. You are wanted. To every searching soul, like to the rising sun. If you're lonely,
We thought we were the ones to be doing a favor for this child, and the blessing that we received from him is far greater.